Well, hello there, folks. My name is Mark Miles, and as you know, if you're following this channel is all about helping you get your training and workshop facilitation results to the next level. And so, when I say results, what do I actually mean? I mean your ability to take your content, share it with an audience, and it's absorbed into the audience's mind, and they actually go out and use what you actually teach them. What a crazy idea, right? But what we often find is that trainers get in their own way. Trainers get in their own way. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about the importance of simplification. You see, this video is probably inspired by some things I've recently seen in the mining sector and the safety world of Australia. Now, nothing to beat upon them, so to speak, but I do have to say that there are many industries that kind of get a little bit bubbleistic, if that's a word, right? What I mean by that is that they are hesitant to step out of their own training world, training content, and actually look at it from another perspective, right? And this could be any industry at all. It could be the world of medicine. It could be the world of anything, really. The world of leadership, the world of anything. Bubbleistic, new word. I think it's pretty cool. What we mean by this is essentially getting lost in our own terminology. And as a result, getting lost in abstraction and complexity, not allowing the ease and smoothness of transfer of information. What do I mean? Well, essentially, when we are locked in our own way of thinking about something or our own terminology, we can be hesitant to actually simplify content in a way that actually lands and is memorable for our audience, right? We have a belief, we know it, so of course everybody else knows it, right? And we get lost in the jargon. I'm going to say XYZ concept. Of course, my audience are going to know it, realize it, use it. Of course, right? Bubbleistic, right? So, what we need to appreciate though is that complexity is the enemy to progress. Complexity is the enemy to people actually understanding what that you are talking about, right? And recently on a piece of learning content, I saw something that kind of freaked me out. I saw the following terminology, and I need to read it for you. The rate of non-compliant dumping was excessive compared to acceptable limits as per the blah blah. I'll say it again. The rate of non-compliant dumping was excessive compared to the acceptable limits as per the blah blah policy. I'm like, what the does that even mean? I saw that on a slide and I'm like, far out. If you are a trainer, presenter, coach, facilitator, mentor, and you're showing content that has so many levels and layers of abstraction within the wording, do you really, really, really think people are going to remember it? But it was presented as if, yeah, of course everybody understands what. And I'm thinking, huh, has this person really thought about the audience that they are actually showing it to? Well, probably not. So, what we need to appreciate is that ultimately we want to tailor all of our content delivery to be simplified. What a crazy idea, right? Because simple is memorable. And if you're taking notes on this video, oh man, that you take that down as your common sense statement. Simple is memorable. Simple is memorable. Simple is memorable. Memorable is simple. And why would you do the opposite, right? So, written materials, make it as complex as you want for any legalistic requirements. Sure, go for it, right? But if you're presenting content, simple is memorable. And we need to appreciate all communication in a workshop environment needs to be done in a way that it's sticky in the minds of the audience, right? So here are, I think, four simple ways that you can start to get curious and adaptive around the world of simplification. Number one is get comfortable speaking different language in different contexts. Would you really use the same level of complexity at a barbecue compared to a dinner party with scientists? Probably not, right? So get comfortable with presenting in different language based on the audience that you're actually speaking to, right? So barbecue language versus dinner party language with scientists, right? So that's number one. Get used to changing the level of abstraction in your language, right? Next one is mnemonics, metaphors, and catchphrases, right? If you don't know what a mnemonic is, Google it. If you don't know what a metaphor is, Google it. If you don't know what a catchphrase is, Google it, right? But just start to get curious. How can you present your content in memorable ways so people don't ever forget what that you have said, right? So number one is vary your language. Number two was use mnemonics, catchphrase, metaphors, and start to deploy tactics for creating memorable moments. Last of all, get comfortable with changing levels of abstraction with your language, right? Simple things like going from, I don't know, stationary, pen, writing thing, and get used to looking at different levels of complexity of language, right? So policy, rule book, way to do things, right? So be able to take a complex item and then break it down into different levels of abstraction and complexity so that you can explain it to a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old, right? Get comfortable to do that because the more you can, the more you'll be able to take your language, your content, and share it with an audience in an effective manner, right? So complexity is the enemy to progress. Start to look at your slides, your learning materials, and go, okay, put a 5-year-old, 6-year-old understand what I've just written down or showed on the slide. If they can't, well, change it. Maybe, gosh forbid, there has been too many people dumping things in the wrong place according to what we've agreed to. Gosh, there's a better way to say the rate of non-compliance, blah, blah. All right, now I'm just messing here a little bit, but get curious. How can you simplify your content, your words, whatever it may be, as much as possible? Complexity is the enemy to progress. On that note, folks, thanks for watching the video. As always, like, comment, share. Get sensitive to how complex you are making your world and your content and how hard it is for learners to remember what you just shared with them. Thanks so much, team, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.